Kennedy. This is Outdoor Parks and Rec, a podcast dedicated to outdoor recreation and environmental conservation in upstate New York. I'm here with Mona, one of the founders of the Adirondack Sports and Fitness organization. They're on their 25th anniversary, publishing an awesome free magazine that is at most of the fitness clubs and stewards.
The Hannafords, Price Choppers, bike shops, cafes, basically wherever like a sports and fitness-minded person would go.
All right. Yeah, they have a big reach, and then they do these awesome expos 2 a year. That's what main reason I wanted to have you to talk about.
So my full-time job is with Erie Canalway as the Director of Trails and Stewardship. And then my part-time job is with Adirondack Sports, cool. So managing the editorial for the magazine and assisting with managing the expo.
Oh, you can talk a little bit about both.
Sure.
Have you always done the expos as well, or is it?
Yeah, we started out with the magazine, and as you said, it's hitting 25 years. We realized that the magazine really needed to come to life, and so we decided to create the Expos. So we're celebrating the 19th year of the Summer Expo.
Okay.
Yep. So a lot of our advertisers become exhibitors, readers become attendees. Mm-hmm. And it's a great way to have these pages kind of, come alive with all the interaction at the show. And, we have some amazing exhibitors that, bring the energy between the activities, the demos that they have in booth, and then just talking to people. It's a great way to learn and get involved.
Right. So those are the two big things people attending can probably get out of it, learning about different activities, organizations.
Yeah, exactly. Races, events. Yeah. Learn about a new trail or a destination, the nonprofits. Plus, we have a bunch of people coming from the retail industry, so they're going to be selling gear and clothing.
I noticed
we have a lot of paddling.
Like there's some deals sometimes.
Yeah, and then you can sign up for races. They have great deals on races and events. So you're a runner, cyclist, hiker. Any of the outdoor sports, individual.
So if someone's looking to get involved in like a sport or activity, they can probably find a club or organization there to either get involved with or learn about.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. And so, it's this weekend at the Saratoga City Center.
Yep. It's open 10 to 5 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday, and it's free admission. And we have $10,000 in prizes. So all you have to do is show up. You get a raffle ticket, enter it into the prize you're interested in winning. And after the show closes later that week, we will be pulling names and you'll be notified. So, just for showing up, you get a raffle ticket.
Okay. I think some of the exhibitors have things you can win too if you stop by the tents.
Right.
There's free swag, stickers.
Yep. All that fun stuff.
I think DEC gives out their Conservationist magazine.
Well, I love collecting stickers and, the pens, the brochures. Sunday is usually my day to go shopping. Saturday, we're busy running the show, making sure, everything is running smoothly. And then on Sunday, that's when I take my kids to walk around and, we buy.
You more of a summer outdoors or winter or?
Well, I prefer spring and summer sports, but we do it all. Like, running and cycling are probably my two biggest outdoor pursuits. The hike, paddle in the wintertime, we snowshoe, downhill ski, cross-country ski. So,
do you feel like you have to try it all because of all the people you're connecting with, or is this something that you just want to do out of?
Yeah, good question.
Or maybe a little both.
A little bit of both, yeah. How can you not if you're...
Yeah, I feel like I want to try all the things too. Yeah, it's just them, I guess, making it happen.
Yeah.
A lot of places on the list to visit and a lot of things on the list to try.
Yeah.
I haven't tried snowshoeing yet. And when I talk to people, like, just getting outside, and what I've learned is like, there's almost unlimited places you can go visit, like locally, like parks, trails. You think you've explored everything in your own hometown, the next towns over have something you probably haven't been to. And I think a lot of people have this notion that you have to like travel like maybe to the Adirondacks or someplace like farther away to experience nature. But like, around here, we like most of the communities have some access to nature.
Yeah, you can enjoy just a few miles from your own backyard. So that's the wonderful thing about this region.
So the expo this weekend is for like all ages. There's stuff for kids.
Yep.
Is it?
It is for
certain groups,
adults, families, children. We've got activities for kids. Shredders Mountain Bike Club will be there for kids to try cycling, indoor cycling. We have face painting. Kids can try rowing. 5K races that offer a kids race as part of their main event. So there are a lot of things that, families and kids can learn about at the expo. It really is open to all ages. Another thing I wanted to mention too is the model lock that Canal Corporation is bringing. So as you know, this is the to play with the model lock. Yeah,
the bicentennial.
Yeah. So the Erie Canal's bicentennial is this year. So there are going to be a lot of celebrations across the state for the bicentennial. And it's nice to have Canal Corporation bringing the model lock for kids to learn about it.
Awesome.
Yep.
Are there any other special events related to this?
There's a shakeout run or walk on both days. So you can get together and just do a quick little workout and then, enjoy the show. Try the photo booth. So there's a photo booth souvenir. You can get a massage. There's also axe throwing.
Massage.
Yep, axe throwing. Generation Axe is going to be bringing their mobile axe throwing, kind of like a booth. And so that'll be really fun for folks. There's also disc golf.
Yeah, people can try throwing the discs.
Yeah,
There's all those different kinds.
Yeah, exactly. I have. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out all the different kinds of like distances and yeah, we have a good disc golf course in Troy here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, at Saratoga, I want to say has a good one.
Yeah, at the state park, they have a pretty good network of the disc golf.
Some of the conferences I visited, maybe in like urban planning, basically a walk and talk, something that takes people out into the community. Have you thought about doing something like that?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Congress Park is right nearby.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Right. Yeah. That's a great idea.
Have you ever done any other like events outside of the expos for readers?
No, we have not. I mean, I would love
a hike or something.
Yeah, I would love to do stuff like that. But luckily, we have a lot of other great organizations that do That's that. True. With 80K Mountain Club and some other trail clubs. So.
You have a calendar for events in your magazine?
Yes. Yeah. So. And every month, in every issue, we have a calendar of events, and it covers, 3 months of activities. So between races, events, festivals, anything that's outdoor related.
So if someone has an event, they could send it to info@80ksports.com and try to get it placed for the following month. What's the deadline to get it in? Printing schedule look like?
We usually print the first week of the month. So anywhere between the 1st and say the 7th of the month, as long as you get us your event by, let's say the 1st of the month, it'll go in.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of I kind of wanted to start hosting little neighborhood hikes at least.
Yep.
I wanted to do a waterfall tour of Troy. Troy has a few unique waterfalls with historic significance.
You should write an article for us about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're always looking for contributors.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So send us ideas with an outline and, whether it's a first-person community article or, something more comprehensive. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want the magazine to be, for you, about, our readers, and just have a more of a community feel, versus some of the national magazines. They're more they're very high level.
Can we talk a little bit about the Erie Canal and what's planned for the bicentennial?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to. So, I'm the director of trails and stewardship for the Erie Canalway National Heritage Corridor. We're a nonprofit organization and we work with our state and federal partners. So New York State Canal Corporation is a very close partner of ours. And we are, gearing up for the bicentennial year. So this spring and summer and even into fall, there are going to be tons of bicentennial events. So
Like
across
basically every community
is, yes, every community is along the Erie Canal. So in 2025, we have a brand new calendar of events on our website, eriecanalway.org. All the events that are taking place along the Erie Canal, whether it's let's say a race, or a paddling event. It could be a canal festival. It could be anything. If it has that bicentennial theme, then it's on the calendar. And, we're just encouraging everybody to come learn about the history and celebrate the canal and, looking forward to seeing what comes next. For the bicentennial, we have a cohesive marketing campaign so that the whole system looks and feels like it's a bicentennial celebration.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite Erie Canal events is Parks and Trails NY hosts a bicycling event that goes across the whole state. I always wanted to do that.
Daryl and I did that, and it's an 8-day tour from Buffalo to Albany. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, it ends in Waterford, I guess, near around where People's Island is.
Yep, exactly.
And is that where your office is? Or
yes, that's where.
People's Island?
Yeah.
Nice. Yep. Okay. That's one of my favorite places to go for us to walk any time of the year. It's actually, I love what they've done with the place. Just all the new trails and they've expanded more trails and they fixed up the old trails.
Yep.
Someone's entering the canal. If they want to hike along the canal, where would be a good place to start, you think? Where does it officially start?
So where it officially starts, the Corning Preserve area as the start of the Empire State Trail. And you could take that south down to New York, but if you're heading west, then, you would kind of start there. But you could start in Waterford. It's on road in sections of Waterford before you get back onto it.
Under the Twin Bridges?
Yeah, near the Twin Bridges. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, Waterford is where they host the tugboat roundup.
Yes.
That historic,
And this year, Erie Canalway is hosting Paddle the Canals. So it's a half-day paddling trip through the Waterford flight of locks 6 through 2.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll be launching from Alcathy's boat launch, which is just a little bit east of the Crescent Park and Half Moon.
Yeah.
And then through 5 locks, and we'll end at Waterford Point Boat Ramp. So that's coming up.
You can take a kayak, or you can take
a canoe or kayak. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Subs are not allowed through the lock system. We'll end at Waterford Harbor, and then there's a lunch afterwards, and then a guided hike on People's Island.
All right, and that's hosted by the Erie Canal?
Yeah, yep. I'm the event director, and that's coming up on June 22nd.
Very cool. Okay. That's what people can find it on the website.
Yep.
Erie Canal Way Trail that people can hike, bike, or walk, or basically across the entire state. All the gaps were filled in.
So in 2019, all of the gaps were filled. So it's one continuous trail. About 85% of it is off-road now. It's a combination of stone dust trail, asphalt, some single track sections. 15% is on road and very safe roads. They routed those on-road sections in very safe areas. So having ridden the whole thing, it's a very enjoyable trail. It's flat for the most part.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of great historic things to see and do along the way, and, some really welcoming communities along the trail.
Have you seen businesses pop up because of the result of the
Yes.
You follow some of that?
Yeah, yep. So I've noticed that there are some breweries that have popped up, cafes, bike shops.
Nice.
So I think once people started flocking to the Empire State Trail, it became a must-do thing. And as a result,
Like the
it's been,
political will behind it.
the economic development. So I've been working on an amenities report to, look at, now that we have this trail, let's look at the gaps and the needs and, what are some of the amenities like restrooms or drinking fountains, accessibility, kayak launch, accessible kayak launches.
Yeah, amenities along the way.
Yeah, yep.
Which towns have which resources. That's very cool.
Yep, exactly. So that's kind of like the next phase of the Erie Canalway Trail.
Does your organization like offer grants to like communities if there's special events, or how does that work?
Yeah, yep. So through our partnership with New York State Canal Corporation, the two organizations have a tourism infrastructure and events grants program. So on the tourism infrastructure side, it's more for like capital projects. And the event side is for actual events that are going to be taking place on the canal. So those two grant programs, they're once a year, and they're open to nonprofits and municipalities and communities that want to, add amenities or improve amenities and put on events.
Troy is technically in the Heritage Corridor. So like the Heritage Corridor, why does it expand so farther out than the actual canal?
Yeah, because the Heritage Corridor is tied to the canal system, right? The economic influence, the historical influence. Yeah. Yep.
The geographic significance where it reached. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it basically starts in Albany.
Yeah, I mean Troy is included in the corridor.
Yeah.
So parts of Albany are also included in the corridors.
We used to have the River Spark. Hudson Mohawk Industrial Gateway is like another organization. I guess they maybe own the building, and then the museum is like part of their programming. So yeah, we used to have this visitor center. I imagine they probably got some funding from either your organization or the Canal Corp. It was kind of like a welcome center. I know Albany has their welcome center. Waterford might have a welcome center there. It's like a visitor center.
Yeah, we have a visitor center. Yep.
Are there any other? I think maybe Canada has a decent one.
Little Falls has a nice welcome center. Yeah, there are numerous ones that are kind of dotted along the canal system.
Yeah. But people can't really use the actual old historic canal anymore.
It's for sightseeing.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite part of the Erie Canal that you could put like top 3 places if people were gonna go?
Well, top 3, I have like a few because what I like about the canal system is the variety. So you've got the Mohawk River section that's a little more wild and more rural.
I love Lions Park there.
Yeah, Lions Park is great.
It's beautiful, especially like sunset.
I love the villages of Fairport and Pittsford out by Rochester. I love the vibrancy of the two towns and how they've really embraced the canal and made it kind of like their main street. Canal side in Buffalo is also pretty amazing. They've really revitalized that area, like a very urban area. So you've got like urban, suburban, and rural, and I like them all. So it's hard for me to really choose one.
Awesome.
Yep.
And just a couple other questions about the canal. Is there motorized down there or non-motorized?
Yep. So for the actual canal, motorized boats, of course, canoes, kayaks, fishing is allowed. And then on the trail, it's bikes and e-bikes, but only like category 1 and 2 are allowed on the trail.
Right. Yeah. So people aren't supposed to be riding dirt bikes
or motorcycles or category 3 e-bikes.
Okay. Yeah.
And trail etiquette is also an important thing for people on the trail. The right of way.
Right of way. yeah, maybe wear some reflective gear and stuff.
Exactly.
How about the winter? Is there any probably not maintained during the winter?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Town by town.
probably town by town. I know some places do have cross country skiing. I'm not quite sure if they're setting track or if people are just, setting their own tracks.
Yeah.
Through our program with Canalway Challenge, that's a mileage, tracking and program that we have through Erie Canalway. People can sign up for a mileage goal of 15 miles, 90, 180, or the full 360. And you can run, bike, paddle, walk, any combination, and just log your miles. And at the end, have that satisfaction that you did all those miles under your own power. You discovered new things along the canal system, and you get some nice swag at the end. And it's a free program, so people can sign up for a mileage goal. We also have a first mile mileage goal, and that's for folks that are just starting out, or if you have a mobility issue and you just, need a little push to get you going.
Yeah.
A lot of what we do for Erie Canalway is we're promoting people getting out to visit the trail, visit the canals, and all of our programs lead to just bringing people together.
Yeah. So between the canal, the event, the expo, the magazine, it's pretty cool. I like how it all kind of overlaps. And, it probably helps with not getting pulled in too many different directions. And
hope to see you.
Yeah, I'll be at the expo.
Yeah.
And how many exhibitors were there?
So we have almost 200 exhibitors. It's free admission. And we have the whole list of exhibitors on our website, so adksports.com.
Yeah, since it's in Saratoga, you can go see the Saratoga State Park.
Yep, walk around downtown.
Yeah, of course.
Congress Park.
Make a day out of it. Will there be like food or anything like that?
Yep. So we have speckled pig, pizza, and comfort food. We've got 9 Miles East, who will be bringing some healthy to-go boxes. Ben and Jerry's will have their little kiosks. We have a cool lemonade stand, Freddy's Rockin' Lemonade. So you'll have a bunch of like custom beverages, smoothies, and lemonades. A bunch of people giving out samples, so of healthy food too.
Huh? Yep, well, I'll be there. I'm gonna bring my son this time.
Oh, nice.
I've been trying to get him into different sports.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 6.
Oh, perfect.
So we're trying different things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try as many things as we can. I think that's more important than anything. Yeah, even at any age, just get out and try and.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we got our kids started. Let's find an easy hike. Let them.
Yeah, we do explore a lot. That's one of our favorite things. One of the parks that I made a cool video about was the Lock Forest, the canal park.
Oh, okay.
The Champlain Canal system. So technically, I guess you could connect from the Erie Canal to the Champlain Canal through the Hudson. Yep.
So right in Waterford, where the Mohawk River and the Hudson River meet, that's essentially the beginning of the Champlain Canal as well.
Okay. Yeah. So you coordinate with that.
The Champlain corridor is also part of the Erie Canalway National Heritage
Corridor. That's what I thought. Okay.
And the Champlain Canal system is part of the, New York State Canal system.
Okay.
That's, operated
by... So the Canal Corp, oversees
operated by Canal Corporation.
Okay. You work on any parks and trails that up there then?
Yes. Yep. I currently don't have any projects going on at the moment, but we're always coordinated with the communities that are up there, the friends groups.
A lot of projects and initiatives, there's volunteer groups that can lead, and you try to give them resources they need.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, part of my message is if you want something to happen in your community, more often than not, it should start with a volunteer group. And if you want to make something happen, you can. And there's organizations out there that'll support you, usually work with your government leaders and trying to get people to take the initiative, become a steward in their community. So
That's perfect.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Cheers. Cheers to Upstate. Thanks, Mona.
Cheers to you.
We'll see you this weekend.
Yeah. No.
November 2025 is the
at the Albany
Winter
Capitol
Expo.
Center.
And so that's to get people out at winter sports.
Right.
You think which season has more popularity, or is there growing
hands
interest?
down, it's the spring summer sports.
I was wondering, have you noticed any like trends in different sports, new sports? I mean, I know like disc golf is new, pickleball might be new.
Pickleball is new.
But have you noticed any other trends, like some sports becoming more or less popular, or different regions?
I remember a few years ago, like stand-up paddleboarding was huge.
Yeah, I remember that.
And, I think it's still very popular, but, probably 10 years ago, it was really trending.
It seems like there's a new, like, sport or activity, like, every year almost.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, new technology.
Yep, new technology, new gear.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll sign off. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, this Upstate Parks and Rec, podcast dedicated to outdoor recreation and environmental conservation. And we'll be at the Adirondack Sports Summer Expo this weekend in Saratoga Springs.